Hall Sports All Plays. Hall Sports All Plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hall Sport All Plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hall Sports All Plays.
Well, all right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition, another episode of ASAP in the Morning. As you can see, we're extremely limited on participants, but I've got the wonderful expertise of Mr. Ron Lowe on the show. Good morning, Ron.
ASAP in the morning. It's NBA Finals Day, Jay. NBA Finals.
Yes, sir, it is. And I got to be honest with you, Ron. Let me ask you a question. You know, we know kind of what Golden State, you know, they're kind of obviously the Caesar Sportsbook's favorites. I think they're minus 160, and I believe the Celtics are plus 140. Game one is in Golden State tonight. My question is this. Steve Kerr in the regular season is 7-9 against the Celtics. So when you formulate your predictions, not only for necessarily game one, but just for the series as a whole, how much weight do you put into Steve Kerr's losing record against the Celtics when you make your prediction?
Absolutely none. I love that stat, and I'm going to laugh it off just like Steph Curry did in the interview. You know, we can have like teams that win like 72 games. Like I think Golden State, the year that they won 73 games, their two losses came from like the Charlotte Hornets or something, like the worst teams. Like it happens like that, where these great teams will lose to like some of the worst teams and just have an off night. You're going to play Boston. It's easily to get jumped on. It's a tough place to play, and it's not surprising that Boston. It's surprising that they're the only team to have a winning record against Golden State, but the 7-9 stat is just cute. It's cute.
Okay, and I get that. You know, and again, you know, I think when we look at some of those games probably that were played, I don't think Golden State was really 100% healthy anyway. So maybe that stat is skewed even a little bit due to injury that Golden State was dealing with.
Right.
So, okay, so Gary Payton II is going to be playing tonight.
What?
Yeah, according they said he's coming back. Now, I haven't looked at the injury report to get that confirmed, but it says that Payton and Porter, it has them questionable for game one. Payton, Porter, Iguodala are questionable for game one. But I got to admit, you know, that questionable, that tells me that there's probably, he may have limited minutes, but I think Payton finds his way out in game one. I really believe that.
Right. That's incredible. And it sounds, even if he's questionable for game one, take it easy, and he can be a major piece in games 5, 6, and 7 as the series goes on. Wow.
Michael Canseco, I never said I didn't like you, you crazy son of a gun. I just said you live in the past. Come up to the future. I don't like. I never said that. That's crazy. That's blasphemy. Michael Canseco, get your butt on the show. Come on, Michael. Let's go. You're the NBA guy. Get your butt on the show, Mike. Let's go. But yeah, man, listen. So because Payton really is their lockdown defensive guy, right? I mean, that's kind of what, you know, he's like his dad. He's the glove part 2.0. I mean, that's really what they're looking for out of Payton is his defense. And then so then we look at Marcus Smart, who's, you know, also banged up himself. And then, but he is their defensive guru guy. How much, you know, is Marcus Smart? I believe he's going to be on Curry. Am I right?
Yeah, he's going to get wore out. He's beaten up. He's battered. It's been a long playoff series for him. The Celtics had 2 game 7s, huh? 7 games against the Bucks and the Heat. Yeah. Woo, he's going to be doing a lot of chasing around screens, running from the top of the perimeter to the bottom, just chasing Steph. We're going to pray for him. He's not going to hold up all 7 games if we get 7. I feel
And that
like
really is the X factor is for especially for both teams, right? I mean, if Peyton's coming back, but I don't think it's really necessarily an X factor so much for Golden State because they're relatively actually pretty healthy right now, with the exception of Porter Jr. and Porter Jr. and Peyton. But I think that they can, to be honest with you, and tell me if I'm wrong, even if Peyton is not playing, or even if Porter's not playing, I still think there's enough depth and talent and experience on that Golden State team that they could pull off that series. It may go an extra game or two, but I still think they have enough, healthy guys to take it out. What do you think?
I don't know if we're doing our prediction yet, or we probably already did, but I've been saying it. If Golden State puts on their big boy pants and goes to handle business and plays like the Golden State we know them to be, they should gentlemen sweep. This shouldn't be more than 5 games. They are head and shoulders above just about everyone. And Steph is healthy, Draymond's healthy, and Klay's healthy. And I feel like we all took it for granted entering the playoffs because I don't know why I didn't bet on them to make it here. It's the Golden State Warriors, and they have everything. They got the veterans, they got the young guys, they got the middle guys, they got the coach, they got the whole package. Good luck, Boston.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the way I see it too. And speaking of Rob, God,
what's up, my guys?
Now we're cooking with a little bit of heat and a little bit of Crisco, because you obviously have a vested interest in this particular series.
You
as
see
he
it?
rocks his Golden State Warriors hat. By the way, Rob, if you don't mind me asking real quick, if y'all don't know, on ASAP Network tonight, we have Unscripted.
Oh, yeah, it's going down tonight.
Where Rob Scott will be going up against Pride. And if you don't know, Pride is a Boston Celtics. Rob is Golden State Warriors. They're both very opinionated, and I want to see some blood. I want to see some anger. I want to see some friendships destroyed. I want to see it all.
We almost had some anger on his podcast last night, talking about that shot Jimmy took was stupid. I'm riding with Jimmy. That was a great shot.
You know what? Hey, real quick.
Great shot, but not the best one.
Hey. He was 4-8 in Game 6, and wasn't nobody complaining then.
Hey, I get that, but you know what though, Rob? I think Jimmy. If I'm Jimmy, I mean, yeah, you can. I guess he's going for the win, and I'm not going to challenge the heart of trying to get the win. But at the same time, you got Horford in front of you. I think you blow by, you get the bucket, and you live to fight another day.
Hey, wasn't no other day. It was Game 7. My team hurt. We ain't going into overtime, baby. We going for the 3, and we gonna end it. Either we gonna win or we gonna lose. But I don't want to see the Boston Celtics for another 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Frankie the Yankee is on the show. What's up, my brother?
Frankie the Yankee.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on? Oh, that was a little dry.
My back isn't feeling well this morning.
I understand. Look, I understand that. Say no more, my brother.
Yeah, I understand back issues. That's got to be the worst. I think back issues are the worst.
The price of getting old, boy, let me tell you.
Frankie, I think I've asked you this before.
Ron, you felt that statement.
Hey.
Back problems are changing.
Lord Jesus.
So, Frankie, Rob's team is the heavily favored in this. Like I was saying earlier, they're minus 160 on this. And the Celtics are a plus 140. We talked to Ron, and Ron made a good point that the 7-9 win percentage of Steve Kerr versus the Celtics isn't always the best, but it's not really, it's so much of a factor, which I understand what he's saying. But what do you think about this Celtics team, obviously being the underdog? What are they going to have to do to take out the almighty Golden State Warriors?
Well, everybody's going to have to step up. Before I mention anything, I just want to say this isn't Rob's team. Rob is a Steph Curry guy, all right? I'm sick of him and everybody thinking that he's a Golden State man. He's just confused right now. He's not
Who
no
does
damn boy.
who
Rob,
do Steph
Rob, no,
Curry
no,
play
no,
for?
no, Rob,
Who does
Rob,
Steph Curry play
Rob,
for?
Rob. You had your
So that's
time.
what I'm going
You
for.
had your time, Rob.
I want to collect my time back.
Go back on mute, Rob, and enjoy your ride to work. Let me finish what I was saying.
I love you,
This is
Frankie.
not. I love you too, bro. This is not Rob's team. He is a Steph Curry guy. I don't care if Steph Curry plays for the Warriors. You're a Steph Curry follower. You're not a Warriors man, all right? You haven't been through the times when the Warriors were bad last year. You were just like, oh, it's okay. I'll be the Bulls guy because the Warriors will come back when when Steph Curry's healthy. Don't worry. So I know Rob. He's not no true Warriors fan, but for the Celtics, they have to step up really big everywhere, not just in the paint. Jason Tatum can't have those nights where he's amazing those one nights, then he's terrible the next, and then coming back to try and tie the series or anything like that. Everybody has
Hey,
to step
Frankie.
up. Everyone has to play good and be great. What do you want, Jay?
What's up,
What do
Jay?
you want?
Hold on. Jay, I gotta introduce you before you can just come into the show. Hold on now.
Oh, my bad. Let me get back behind the curtain. My bad.
What's up, Jay?
Hey, I gotta get proper introductions. Now, listen, guys, we have had the owner of the network, aka Freddie Henderson, aka Benedict Arnold of sports teams, but today we are joined by the CEO, the Chief of Operations, the Executive Officer, the man behind the Phoenix Suns. Jay Ness, what's up, baby?
Hey, well, I have a question though, Frankie, because I hear what you're saying about Tatum, and this brings me to the question that we always had with can they play together? And honestly, it feels like sometimes watching them in the series, it feels like they're trying to bounce off each other. Like one game is supposed to be Jason, one game is supposed to be Jalen, and almost like they don't have that chemistry on the court to work it together naturally. It's almost like they're setting up like, all right, Jalen, this is your game. Tatum, this is your game. Because I don't really see, because Tatum, man, he's a dog. And sometimes it's almost like he's not dogging, if that makes sense. It's almost like he's not out there to dog. And because he doesn't have, it's not like he has bad shooting slumps or something. It's all a mind game with Jason Tatum, it looks like.
Jay, let me ask you a question. I've said this before that I felt like for Boston, they have two X factors, I believe. Number one is rest. Lots of rest between now and then because the injuries that Smart has taken on, the injuries that Robert Williams has taken on, they can't get enough downtime to let their bodies heal. And the fact that they're going to have, a couple of games or a couple of days off in between the games, I think is going to be a huge X factor for them. My other X factor is Marcus Smart because of his defensive presence and what he's going to have to do to contain Curry. How do you see that playing out? I know Ron has already kind of said that, Marcus Smart's going to have his hands full running around and those injuries are probably going to plague him at the end of the day. How effective do you think Marcus Smart will be on Steph Curry?
Well, honestly, I don't think Marcus should guard Steph. I think he should guard Clay. I think he'll have way more success guarding Clay. I think he'll stay out of foul trouble guarding Clay. He'll have more energy on the offensive end guarding Clay. I don't think that Boston goes out and has him guard Steph. If they do, I think they beat him in 5. The thing that I've been noticing about Marcus is Boston is exactly what you just said, Jay. They rely on Marcus on the defense way too much. And one thing to me about your X factor with the rest is that's why I thought they were going to lose to Miami. I think that Tyler Hero, the little debacle that he had in the series, I think that really helped Boston out. I think if Tyler doesn't miss any games, I don't think Boston wins. So I really think they got to help with that. So looking at everything as a whole, Boston's not set up for them. Boston's not set up for Golden State. I think they overachieved in beating Miami. Honestly, I'll be perfectly honest with you. And I think that we're about to watch a gentleman's sweep.
Oh, Jay agreed with me because I'm screaming 4-1. A lot of people not agreeing with that, but I'm saying Warriors in 5. And to add to that point, I just want people to know Boston switches. Marcus Smart is not going to be able to keep up with Steph Curry running around that court like that with all those screens being set. So with everybody saying like, can Marcus guard Steph? Steph is not an ISO player. He can play ISO, but he's not an ISO player. He is perpetual motion. He constantly moves. We're talking about the guy that has probably the greatest endurance in the NBA because he doesn't stop moving his feet.
But
he's going to make life difficult.
All right, I'm going to have to take Rob out for 10 seconds because I'm sick of him and thinking that Steph Curry's a god. He's just another player, damn it. All right, he can get guarded really well by Marcus Smart. Rob, I'm sick of you putting –
I got to put him back in. I can't do that to Rob.
Curry on top of the world.
You don't stop.
Hey, real quick. So,
hey, Frankie, I don't mind. I understand Steph Curry's not a god. Just the greatest shooter to ever grace the presence of an NBA basketball.
And Marcus Smart is the best defender this year, damn it.
But hold on, Rob. I don't know why I'm saying Rob. So here's my thing about that. And Jay Ness, this is kind of where I'm a little confused. It's like when it comes to Klay, we've seen him in the playoffs. He doesn't shoot the 3 ball terribly well in the first half. It takes him a little while to get going. We really don't see Klay until the second half when things are more on the line. So I don't know if I'm going to put my best defensive guy on Klay. I think I might try to make Klay beat me off of his slow start, and I want to really kind of contain Curry a little bit more. So what do you think about that?
Real quick, I want to say this real quick because Rob brought up a great point, and this goes kind of segues into your question too. Is Steph is not an ISO player. Steph can ISO. But Steph is not an ISO player. You got Draymond Green setting screens. You got Andrew Wiggins setting screens. And then you got Klay running around trying to get open. So this is why I say Marcus Smart on Steph Curry is the wrong answer for Boston. Because they're not going to get that one-on-one defense. They're not going to get that, hey, Marcus, go out there and shut Steph. It's going to be Marcus right, Marcus left, back up. Oh, Marcus 2 steps forward. Marcus back to the right. Because that's how Golden State plays. So, when I look at it again, I agree with you, Jay. Klay is a second half player. Klay feeds off the energy in the stadium. Klay feeds off of Steph and Dre. But at the end of the day, the main thing is just like we saw in Dallas. If you focus everything on Luka, you're going to lose. Luka's going to score. The same thing with Steph. If you focus everything on Steph, you're going to lose. Steph is going to score. The thing is, don't let these other guys beat you. Draymond can't have a triple-double. Klay Thompson can't have 4 threes in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Kuminga can't have 2 putback dunks off of 2 offensive boards on a possession. Those are the things that make Golden State good. It's not Klay. It's not just Steph. Steph is what makes them great, makes them a little bit over the top. But it's everybody else collectively because they focus on Steph. It's everybody else that makes Golden State so good.
So, Ron, here's a question I got for you. Obviously, Boston has a switch-heavy defense, and Dallas tried to use a switch-heavy defense at the very end of that series. Golden State Warriors has not seen a lot of switch-heavy defenses. How do they respond to that?
You say Ron or Rob?
Ask Ron, but I think Ron might be on the sabbatical. So, Rob, you can take that one.
That creates all type of mismatches on the floor because now that you switch, you remember when Dallas tried switching. This is how you end up with Luka on Jordan Poole. And what did Jordan Poole do? He took advantage of the mismatch. He kept getting straight to the rim. Why shoot threes when I can get straight to the rim, get easy buckets, and chip away at a lead or build on my lead? So I think if you end up as good as a defensive person as Al Horford is, if he backs off the Warriors the way he backed off Jimmy, That's a problem.
Big
They
problem.
can hit those shots, and that's the thing. The Warriors play such a different style of basketball that they'll have your team believing you can play like them, and then you get into a shooting contest with the Warriors, and that's what you don't want. So
And
that's the reason I'm saying Boston is going to have a difficult time because you're not going to be able to take advantage of playing with a Robert Williams and an Al Horford at the same time. Because now, when you start switching, they're just going to get right to the rim, and your
yeah,
big man is ineffective if he's on the perimeter.
I mean, honestly though, Rob, like you're saying, like we both been trying to say, when you switch up, and that's what again I go back to the Miami series where I'm really surprised that Boston did what they did because when you start switching, what's Al Horford going to do with Clay? What's Al Horford going to do with Jordan Poole? What's Al Horford going to do with Steph?
What is he going to do with Wiggins?
Bro, he going to be like the 2K20 IMO where you just slide and you try to push all the buttons to get out of it while your player, while the dude you guarding is gone and you still stuck in your IMO sliding. That's how it's going to be. And
but let's be real though, Jay. If Miami were to beat the Celtics and face the Warriors in the finals, it would have been an even like a more of a
it would have
not
been a
contest,
sweep.
But it would have been it would have definitely been a sweep because Bam was nowhere to be seen in this playoffs.
No, that's true, and that's something that I don't think anybody was saying that was going to happen. But Frankie,
No.
if you take that Miami team minus how they played in this last series, you take that squad, they have a much better chance matching up against this Golden State Warriors team than Boston, and it's mostly on that. Unfortunately, it's mostly on the 4 and 5 position. Grant and Al Horford are going to be anchors that they can't get out the water in this series. Every time they switch, every single time, it's a mismatch. Al Horford and Draymond's a mismatch.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun to see Al Horford versus Draymond Green. It's going to be fun.
Hey, but let's be honest, though. Like I said, the Celtics are really lucky to even be in the playoffs, in the finals, because honestly, they were 6 inches away from actually taking the loss. I mean, if his foot is 6 inches more in, I don't think Miami. What the hell? I don't think Miami loses that series.
Freddie over here trying to get his third team some respect.
Look, I'm not saying not to respect the Celtics.
Hold on.
But what I'm saying is, this is one thing that's been overlooked because people have been killing me. They're talking about the Warriors have had it easy. And if you really look at the Celtics run, the Celtics, they got to play Milwaukee without Chris Middleton. They got to play a beat-up Miami.
Rob,
I'm just saying the same thing. Have they really been – and the teams that you thought that they should beat, they're going to 7 games with, bro.
I don't know.
They went to 7 games with a beat-up Miami, bro.
Hey,
and Jimmy almost single-handedly took them out.
I don't know who's going around
giving the Grizzlies any respect.
I know. I don't know who's going around saying that the Warriors had it easy this playoffs because
I've been listening to all type of people say that. The Warriors have had an easy ride. They got to play Denver without Jamal Murray and MJP. Ja Morant left 3 games into the series. That's what I'm saying.
The Grizzlies series was different.
If the Grizzlies didn't play Golden State, we might be talking about the Grizzlies in Boston right now.
Thank you.
And Freddie, I just got to say this. At least I chose the Warriors before the season started.
Oh,
hey,
wow. Hey, shots are fired.
Rob, right there. We got episodes of Freddie in season as a Giants fan, as a Packers fan, and as a Rams fan. In season.
Hey, I'm just saying. I said it once. I'll say it again. I love Freddie, but Freddie always wants to put up them little clips about me. But I'm telling you, there's no bigger Benedict Arnold of sports than Freddie Henderson.
Jay, Freddie loves you. He loves everybody. Can't you tell?
No, but hey, listen, guys.
He got 6 quarterbacks. Freddie got 6 quarterbacks.
I wonder who he's going to choose this year because the Rams ain't winning again.
He got to make sure he got one of the Hall of Fame. James' team won 60 games this year. What happened? Your team won 82 games altogether. Yo,
The
football
sad
team
thing
had
about it is,
32 wins,
hey, the
huh?
sad thing about it is before the season even started with that quote-unquote lineup they put together, they were supposed to be the chosen ones.
Which ones? Which one? What,
No,
what team
I'm
you talking
saying,
about?
you know, with the all-star studded lineup that they assembled in LA before the season started,
Oh,
they were the
LA.
chosen.
You said before the season started, so I was thinking about Freddie.
Jay,
Before the
before
season
we
started,
start talking
I
about the
was thinking
Lakers,
about
let's not forget we have a Laker fan in here. So
I was
watch
thinking
what
about
you say.
Saquon Barkley. I was thinking about Daniel. I was
Frankie,
thinking about Aaron.
you know it's true though, right? The
No,
Lakers
well,
were supposed to
you
be the
know-
chosen franchise with
You
that
know,
lineup.
you know me better than anyone else, and we talk more together than we talk with anyone else. You've known that how I felt about the Lakers, the beginning of the season, and then towards the end of the season. At the beginning of the season, I was riding. I'm like, damn, this roster is going to be stacked until we signed Russell Westbrook. When we got Russell Westbrook, I knew it wasn't going to be 100%. I felt that we were going to be in the playoffs, but I didn't, know we were going to be out of it. And then towards like the middle after All-Star break and stuff like that, Jake can be a witness. I was telling them, I'm losing it on these Lakers. I'm losing faith on them more and more, that they're losing, and their seedings are going down, going from first seed down overly to the sixth seed. And I'm over here telling Jay, man, I'm losing my faith in them. And then I got Freddie on my other ear, like, man, we Lakers fans, man. We still got time. And I'm like, Freddie, I'm a Laker fan, but I'm a real NBA fan at the same time. Like, I look at it as an NBA fan.
There's only a certain amount of games, bro.
Yeah, like you can't sit there and be like, yo, man, we're gonna what 20-something games, bro? We got this. We're gonna stay in 6th seed. No, not with the way we were playing. If we started high up in the seedings and then
Frankie,
our way down.
To back you, I won't say it was the Russell Westbrook signing. I think it was the weeks leading up to the beginning of the season after Russell Westbrook signing, when they weren't signing anyone, and then they were like, we signed Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, 2 other bags of Cracker Jack prizes, and you know what I mean. That was when I was like, oh, this is bad, because it showed they didn't have no money.
Hey, real quick, if I can, to cap off before we get into subject matters, to cap off the NBA Finals predictions, I want to get you guys what you think will happen. So I want 2 predictions from you. Number 1, who takes game 1? And then number 2, who do you have to win the series and in how many games? And we're going to go clockwise. Frankie, you start it, and then it'll all the way go down, and Ron will end it up. So
Yes.
What do you got?
Yeah. First of all, I want to say good morning, Mel. I seen you in the background.
She says, hey.
And then I'm going to go ahead and say that the Warriors are going to win game 1 just because they are fully rested, literally had a full week of rest compared to the Celtics on let me put my camera on for her.
He waved back at you, Mel.
Yeah, I could hear your voice. I knew you were there.
But I think, with the Warriors having a full week rest, and then, Boston having back-to-back series of game 7s, I just think that the Warriors are more well-rested. They're ready. They've been studying films longer than the Celtics have. I think that the Warriors take this one. And I've been riding with the Celtics in the East throughout the entire playoffs. Everybody's known my story. I was riding with the Celtics until they got to the finals. And then I was going to go on to the West side because I'm a Western man with the Lakers. Jay Ness is a Western man with the Suns. Rob is a Western and Eastern guy, but right now he's a Western man. And then you got Ron. Nobody cares about Ron's team because he's a 76ers guy. So nobody cares about Ron's team. But I'm a Western guy, and damn it, it is time that I betrayed our guy Pride, and I'm going to the dark side, and I'm going to say Warriors in 6, baby.
Oh, wow.
Warriors. So you got the Warriors winning game 1 and the Warriors taking it in 6 games, correct?
Correct.
All right, Jay.
All right, so I got to get up out of here, so I'm going to end on this note. Frankie led I'm going to just take everything he just said and copy and paste it in the beginning because he's right. They got a week off. They just came off of a really good series win. Yes, rest in peace, Marion Barber. Rest in peace, Jeff Gladney as well, if you guys didn't hear about that. Both of those tragic situations. But yeah, man. Golden State wins game 1. I think they blow them out by 20. I think it's the bench comes in the third. And then I got the gentleman sweep.
Wow. Bench comes in at third.
Ah!
Wow.
Hey, real quick before I forget this out of my brain.
Yeah, you heard that, Frankie. It's a wrap. they whooping them out the water.
hey, before Rob gives his predictions, I do want to say what's on my brain. This has been a really sad month. We lost Gladney, 25 years old, in a car crash, and then we lost Mariana Barber to, we don't know what the cause of death is. So, man, my thoughts and prayers go out to those guys. One's 38, the other was 25. My God, man, that is way too damn young to be leaving this.
Why do we got 2 Ralph Scotts in here?
I feel you. I feel you. Hey,
I don't know. I don't know what just happened. Okay, there we go.
I'll be watching you.
But
I'm sorry if I didn't give out my prediction. That's because my phone started acting crazy. But you already know what